Hey, what's up there, YouTubers? It's me again, Brian, aka Gamer 55551, and I am back with a My 2 Cent video for this week, for the week of May 26th to June 1st, 2024, where I take a look at a couple of stories that kind of caught my attention and give you my thoughts and my opinion on them. And we got 4 stories to cover this week, including Sony doing their State of Play, which was done on May 30th and all. We also going to be talking about Microsoft now officially confirming that Call of Duty, or at least Call of Duty Black Ops 6, will be coming day one to Game Pass. April's 2024 Circana numbers have come out, and some updates on basically about the stuff that was announced during Dragon Quest Day, where we have an update on the Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D remake, to some comments made about Dragon Quest 4 and everything like that. If you're interested in where I got the source of these information for these topics I'll be talking about, I'll have links down in the description down below. And if there is a certain part of this video you want to skip to, again, timestamps will be in the description down below this video as well. But before we get started, I like to do what I like to call the quick My 2 Cent, stories that kind of caught my attention, but I'm not going to go into a huge amount of details and everything like that. The first one has to do with Senua Saga Hellblade 2, which recently came out. Basically, you know, on Game Pass and everything like that. It's also available on the PC, and it seems to have debuted at number 10, at least on the Steam charts, though. It'll be kind of interesting to see how well this game does, but again, a lot of people are kind of nervous with Ninja Theory following the whole situation with Microsoft shutting down, you know, Tango Gameworks and some studios in Bethesda. That really caused, I think, in some ways caused some major criticism and somewhat backlash towards Microsoft and everything like that. So it'll be very interesting to see how Hellblade 2 does, especially not only on the Steam charts, but how well it does on Game Pass in general. We also learned that Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door debuted at number 1 in the UK sales chart, or at least on the retail side of it, though, which is certainly nice. And according to it, there have been reports that it's overtaken the Super Mario RPG Remastered to slightly above the last paper entry in the Paper Mario series, Paper Mario the Origami King and everything like that. Certainly nice to see this one doing very well. We'll have to wait to see what it does when we have the Satana charts for, you know, May 2024 to see how well Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door does. I hope it does well enough that it sends a message to Nintendo to, if you're going to do another entry in the Paper Mario series, not only you should continue it, but maybe not go completely overboard with some of the changes, like what we saw with Sticker Star Saga, Color Splash, and of course the Origami King and everything like that. So we'll see how this one does when we get the US charts. But right now, at least for this week in the UK, it seems to be doing well. We've also been hearing it's been doing well in Japan too. As well. So we also learned that there's been some talks about several voice actors in terms of Nintendo having several heavy restrictions on them and all. It's a very interesting read, to be exact, though. It kind of gives you how, you know, sometimes Nintendo, you know, they are very protective of their IPs or everything like that. Sometimes they're in the right on that. Other times, I do think there are times when they can go a wee bit overboard now and then. We also learned that from leaker, formerly known as Twitter leaker, Morita, if I'm saying her name correctly, if not, supposedly has discovered a code name for basically a new game in development for Monolith Soft, codename Legacy. Now, this could mean many things. Some might speculate it could be, maybe this is them porting Xenoblade Chronicles X in the Nintendo Switch, a game I would like to see come over to the Nintendo Switch. Others could be pointing out to maybe it's a Xenoblade Chronicles 4. Others could be a brand new game, or it could be coming to the Switch or the Switch successor. Either case, it remains to be seen. I'm sure when Monolith Soft's ready to reveal, we'll finally see what this game might be and everything like that. But for right now, supposedly the code name is Legacy. Whether that means anything or not remains to be seen. But It's certainly nice to know that Monolith Soft is still working and everything like that. We also learned that the former Apple Arcade game Fantasia, if I'm saying the name correctly, is supposedly preparing for a multi-platform release. This was reported when someone found something in sort of like a Steam DNA of base or some sort of information about basically the idea of this game coming to the PC. There are some are speculating that this game could be announced during the upcoming Nintendo Direct. That is a possibility as well. But we'll have to wait and see when this game officially, if these reports are true about it being a multi-platform release, officially get revealed. We also learned that basically LEGO has revealed a great DQ Tree set, 2-in-1, for a continuation of collaboration with Legos and Nintendo. The thing about that one is that they showed was basically just your traditional Lego set, not like what we saw with the Mario one. In general, you could have it set up as Deku Tree from Ocarina of Time or Breath of the Wild, which looks neat until you see the price point, which supposedly is set, assuming I'm reading the price point correctly, like around $300, which I'm not sure how many people are going to go out and buy it. I'm sure there will be people who will buy it though, but I'm not sure if everyone's willing to spend that amount of money for that kind of Lego set and everything like that. We also learned that Elysian Chronicles 100 Hero supposedly will be getting an update, and one of the new updates is going to be adding performance mode for the Switch version, which to me, I welcome that indeed though. I like when developers offer a performance mode, give the consumer the choice of whether they want to have a quality or performance mode, whether they prioritize graphics or whether they prioritize frame rate and everything like that. So it's definitely a welcome addition, basically for this upcoming game and everything, or for this game to get this kind of update and everything. We also learned that Toys for Bot has now become an independent studio. As some of you are aware, they broke away from Activision Blizzard following Microsoft's official purchase of Activision Blizzard in general, although there are reports now saying that they may have signed a deal with Microsoft to work on a game and everything like that. No word on that game, what that game might be or anything. There are those who believe Toys for Bot would be the perfect pick to do a Banjo-Kazooie game. I mean, that's a possibility, but again, time will tell if that ever comes to fruition or not. We also learned that supposedly Sony has come out saying that their most recognizable studios are still going to focus on single-player PS5 games, which is certainly good indeed. There were some concerns about this, though, considering there's been some push from Sony to do these live service type of games. So somewhat nice that they're going to still focus on single-player PS5 games and everything like that. So at least that's somewhat good to a certain extent. We also learned that there are rumors that the former founders of Rocksteady Studio have signed a deal with Xbox to work on a new game and everything like that. Again, it's still too early to tell what this game might be. Excuse me. It could be a new IP, or it could be any of Microsoft's current existing IPs. But again, it is early, so it's probably going to have to be waiting a while, assuming this rumor is true. We also learned that basically Amazon Game will be publishing a new AAA open world title made by the former folks who worked on the Forza series, particularly Forza 5 and everything like that. It'll be very interesting to see what this game turns out to be and everything. It'll also be really interesting to see if this does make it into, Amazon's, cloud gaming service, Amazon Lunar and all. So time will ultimately tell how this one plays out and what we'll see about this. Basically see what this title might be and all. And finally, in the movie and TV show of the My 2 Cent video, we just learned that the Fallout franchise has really seen an explosion in terms of sales and all, following the success of the first season of Amazon's Fallout series. So certainly nice to see these games getting some more attention than they had originally thought and everything like that. It'll be very curious to see what season 2 is probably going to play out and everything on that one. And it'll be very interesting to see what this means going forward should Microsoft start looking at maybe other IPs to see if they would get it like maybe their own adaptation and all. I understand Halo kind of got mixed response. The second season, I would say an improvement over the first one, still mixed and all, but Maybe they'll be looking at other IPs in Bethesda's category to even maybe their own category as well. We also learned that supposedly we saw the new popcorn bucket for the upcoming Deadpool Wolverine movie that will be coming out in July. And, well, let's just say it's, I'll put it this way, it's suggestive enough that basically it would get Deadpool's approval, though. So the way it's set up, I am not completely shocked or anything like that. I'm just very curious to see how this is going to be when they ask for the Deadpool Wolverine. Actually a consumer going up to them asking, can I get a large popcorn in that Deadpool Wolverine a bucket, and that popcorn bucket and everything like that. So kind of interesting on that one, though. We also learned that basically, despite being at #1 at the box office during opening weekend, though, Furiosa, the Mad Max prequel to Mad Max Fury Road, unfortunately did not do very well at the box office as they had originally had hoped for. It kind of edged out Garfield and all, so it's very unfortunate indeed. I'm hoping to maybe see it this weekend and everything like that. I couldn't see it last weekend due to certain stuff that came up and everything like that. But the box office, unfortunately not doing very well, has started to raise questions about the future of the Mad Max series in general. So we'll have to wait and see how this all plays out and everything like that. But yeah, not great considering how the last one, Fury Road, did very well at the box office back in 2015. And last but not least, we are also learning that Paramount is supposedly jumping on a report that Skydance Media has sort of sweetened the deal a little bit to try to get them back in terms of Skydance wanting to buy Paramount compared to what we're seeing right now with Sony and everything like that, as there are reports that Sony has put a bid in for Paramount in general. It's sort of been a back and forth, and so we'll see what happens in the end, though. Obviously, Paramount wants to be bought. The question is, who's going to buy them? Is it going to be Skydance? Is it going to be Sony? Or is it going to be a different studio or anything like that? Okay, with the quick My 2 cent part now done, along with the movie and TV show part, we'll get started with our first story. And this one has to do with a small but interesting announcement made during what was described as Dragon Quest Day, though. Now, I'm sure one of the IPs that Square Enix which also has gained some attention, maybe not on the scale of Final Fantasy, but still, nevertheless, is the Dragon Quest series, though. The last one I played was basically Dragon Quest XI, and that was on the Nintendo Switch and everything like that, though. Now, since then, Square Enix has sort of been, let's just say, in not the best position, to say the least, though. Recently, we heard how some of their games have not performed very well. We've also learned that basically they've had to cancel some games to basically now taking more of a multi-platform approach than they did in the past, where a lot of the games tend to be more exclusive to the PlayStation system, particularly with the PS5 and everything. And so many people were wondering about, games like Dragon Quest 12 to even Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D that was shown back a couple of years ago, and many thought this game was going to be canceled or anything like that. Well, during basically Dragon Quest Day, it turned out to be that's not the case, and we do have somewhat of a brief update on that, including with Dragon Quest 12. The first article coming from let me get that out. Oop, just click out that. Well, it's coming from basically comicbook.com. It reads that, quote, a short teaser trailer for Dragon Quest III was released today, and unlike the previous one, this one doesn't have any actual gameplay footage. It does, however, reveal all the platforms it will be supporting: Nintendo Switch, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, Steam, and Windows. For Xbox Series X and S, there is no word at this time if it will be coming to Game Pass or not. While some Square Enix games have made their way into Game Pass, like Dragon Quest 12 and all, others, and Octopath Traveler, others like the upcoming Vision of Mana isn't. So it remains to be seen if this one will be coming to Game Pass or not, though. It points out that the game, it points out about basically Dragon Quest III Remake, which is basically using the, excuse me, the HD 2D style, which has been used for Octopath Traveler, Triangle Strategy, and Live Alive. However, there's been no release date or much or anything else going on with that game. As far as Dragon Quest XII, the Flames of Fate, the series creator did celebrate Dragon Quest Day with a small update on the game's status, to be exact. And this is what he had to say, quote, thank you to everyone for all the congratulations. I'm sorry for the worry about Dragon Quest XII, but I just have a meeting about it. The creator wrote on Twitter, translated by Google. I can't say much yet, but I want to make something worthy of the process work of two people who passed away. I'll do my best. And he's referring to two of the folks, Kocha Shigama, sorry if I'm passing that, sort of butchering that name, who passed away in 2021, who composed most of the music in the series. And of course, Akira Toma, again, I apologize if I'm not butchering that name, who passed away earlier this year. For those who are not familiar with him, he is the creator of the Dragon Ball Z series, to be exact. So it's certainly nice to see some updates on some of this stuff, even if it's not a huge one. However, in regards to the Dragon Quest III HD 2D remake, there's an interesting rumor that kind of popped out about that one. And it was leaked from Moriarty, who is also known to be a leaker and everything like that. According to an article from Nintendo Life, it's reading that, quote, the first two games could also be returning. Adding fuel to the fire is a new comment from reliable leaker Moriarty, who seemed to think that this new release for the Switch and multiple other platforms could feature the entire trilogy, Dragon Quest 1, 2, and 3, though. The latest video said Legend of Edric draws near, and there's a single HD 2D logo, but no specific mention of the third game. Edric is the title of the hero received in the third outing, and the original three races are also known as the Edric trilogy. Again, if I apologize and not saying that name correctly. The same leaker claimed fans will likely be hearing more about this at the next Nintendo Direct, and said the title will be delivered by the end of the current fiscal year. Now, if that's true, and it is Dragon Quest 1, 2, and 3, then I absolutely would be down with that, having all those three games maybe into one in this HD 2D remake and everything like that. The question is, if that is the case, at least, and I'm looking at this as a Switch owner, will it be all three games in one cartridge? Is it going to be one of the games, you have to download the rest? Or is there going to be three separate, games, or three separate cartridges or anything like that? So there's still some question that remains to be seen if this rumor turns out to be true. But at the very least, if it is true, I'm definitely down with that, with all three of those, basically with the original NES Famicom games, basically remade for, the next for a new generation of gamers and everything like that. So I would be down with it if this rumor is true. It is a little unfortunate we don't have a huge update on Dragon Quest 12 yet, though, but it looks like that game is still alive. We may be waiting a little bit for that game to come out. Don't know how long the wait would be for that one. Most likely, if it is coming to Nintendo's platform, it will probably be on the Switch too and everything. But overall, I would say, while not a huge update on anything like that, it is nice to know that some of the games like Dragon Quest 12 and Dragon Quest 3 HD Remake is still alive. Those games didn't get canceled and everything like that. And Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D Remake possibly getting Dragon Quest 1, 2, 3 in one game. I mean, I can't say I'm not. I would be down with that if they actually did that and all, and if that rumor turns out to be true, to be exact. Then, okay, we're going to take a quick break, and when we get back, we'll get to part 2, and this one has to do with April's 2024 Circana number. So we'll take a quick break, and we will be right back. Okay, and we are back with part 2 of my 2 cent video for this week. And for this one, we're going to be taking a look at April's 2024 Circana. And now, as you all know, the Circana/NPD, the numbers are out. And there are a couple things that I kind of saw that took away from this, though. One is some of Microsoft's approach to some of the multi-platforms and how they fared and everything like that. 2 is to see that Fallout, because of the success of the Amazon Prime TV show, that seems to have seen a resurgence of some of the Fallout games out there. And 3, it's going to be, given the hype around Stellar Blade that garnished, though, it seems as though that it's, at least here in the US, is off to a very good start and everything like that. So looking at some of the numbers, or at least according, this is all from video game charts, though, in terms of the best-selling games in terms of dollars for April 2024, we have Stellar Blade at number 1, Helldivers 2 at number 2, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 2023 at number 3, Sea of Thieves at number 4. Last month it was at number 55. Fallout 4 at number 5. Last month it was at 87. MLB The Show 24 at number 6. Dragon's Dogma 2 at number 7, falling from last month was at number 1. Fallout 76 at number 8. Last month it was at number 159. Hogwarts Legacy at number 9. EA Sports FC 24 at number 10. Rise of the Ronin at number 11. Grounded at number 12. Last month that was at number 167. Minecraft at number 13. Madden NFL 24 at number 14, Princess Peach Showtime at number 15, Rainbow Six Siege Tom Clancy at number 16, Tekken 8 at number 17, Mario Kart 8 at number 18, Elden Ring at number 19, and Marvel Spider-Man 2 at number 20. In terms of the top 20 best-selling games in 2024 to year to date, we have Helldivers 2 at number 1, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 2023 at number 2, Dragon's Dogma 2 at number 3, MLB The Show 24 at number 4, Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth at number 5, Tekken 8 at number 6, Madden NFL 24 at number 7, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League at number 8, Hogwarts Legacy at number 9, Persona 3 Reloaded at number 10, EA Sports FC 24 at number 11, NBA 2K24 at number 12, Marvel Spider-Man 2 at number 13, Rise of the Ronin at number 14, Skull and Bones at number 15, Stellar Blade at number 16, a new entry, Minecraft at number 17, Sea of Thieves at number 18, according to this list. Last month it was at number 42. Excuse me. Elden Ring at number 19, and Super Mario Brothers Wonder at number 20. In terms of if you were going to look at Steam charts, which is basically the top 10 Steam ranked by monthly active users, they have Helldivers 2 at number 1, Counter-Strike 2 at number 2, Content Warning at number 3, Fallout 4 at number 4. Last month it was at number 61. Fallout 76 at number 5. Last month that was at number 93. Baldur's Gate 3 at number 6. Lethal Company at number 7. Fallout New Vegas at number 8. Last month it was at number 84. Destiny 2 at number 9, and Stardew Valley at number 10. Now, in terms of the best-selling PlayStation premium games, to be exact, the top 10. On the PlayStation side, we have Stellar Blade at number 1, MLB The Show 24 at number 2, Sea of Thieves at number 3, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 2023 at number 4, Helldivers 2 at number 5, Rise of the Ronin at number 6, Dragon's Dogma 2 at number 7, Fallout 4 at number 8. Last month on the top 10 premium PlayStation games, it was at 121. Grounded at number 9, and EA Sports FC at number 10. In terms of the top selling premium games on the Xbox consoles for April 2024, we have Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 2023 at number 1. Fallout 4 at number 2. It was at number 60 last month. Dragon Dogma 2 at number 3. EA Sports FC 24 at number 4. Call of Duty Black Ops 3 at number 5. Hogwarts Legacy at number 6. Madden NFL 24 at number 7. Minecraft at number 8. Forza Horizon 5 at number 9. And Call of Duty Black Ops 2 at number 10. In terms of the best-selling premium games on the Nintendo platform, we have basically Princess Peach Showtime at number 1, Mario Kart 8 at number 2, Super Mario Bros. Wonder at number 3, Hogwarts Legacy at number 4, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate at number 5, Mario vs. Donkey Kong 2024 at number 6, Minecraft at number 7, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet at number 8, The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom at number 9, and Mario Party Superstar at number 10. And in terms of the hardware sale, it showed that the PS5 was the best-selling console in America, basically according to the VG chart. So it sold about basically 306,150 units in April, though, while the Nintendo Switch was the second best-selling console with an estimated 148,840 units sold, while the Xbox Series basically came in third place with 122,006 units sold, basically. So PS5 is certainly doing very well and all. They do point out that basically PS5 sales are down by over 334,000 units though, with Xbox Series X and S series sales are down by over 120,000 units, and the Nintendo Switch sales are down by 123,000 units. So, excuse me, some hardware stuff is down and everything like that. Switch, I'm not surprised, as we're gearing up for the eventual reveal of the Nintendo Switch 2. But it is certainly nice to see that Celebrate is certainly doing very well and everything like that. I've been playing the game myself, though, really enjoying it, and also it's nice to see that it's at the number 1 spot. I am curious to see how basically it does going, next month, to see where it lands and everything like that. Fallout, I mean, the TV show on Amazon Prime, like I said, definitely had an impact on a lot of those Fallout games, and they certainly shot right up because of the success that the TV show has certainly had. So there could be put pressure on Bethesda to deliver when Fallout 5 eventually comes out and everything like that. And seeing some of Microsoft's multi-platform approach in terms of some of their games, definitely, it's definitely a mixed response, to be exact. It seems as though Sea of Thieves and Fallout 76 and those Grounded seem to be doing very well, but it doesn't seem like their single-player outing has done exactly as well as some may have thought of. And in fact, this article from Windows Central kind of brings up an interesting point, though. It points out how 6 of the 20 best-selling games on April 2024 in the US were Xbox titles per Circana. But the author of this article also points out a very interesting point in terms of the analysts on one side. Basically, this is what it had to say. Quote, it's clear here that Microsoft's approach to porting some Xbox games to PS5 and Nintendo Switch hardware is paying off, specifically choosing to move over co-op focus or live service games like Grounded and Sea of Thieves is paying off extremely well, with both games charting nicely in April. Single-player games, especially small ones, might not really make sense to port moving forward after Pentiment and Hi-Fi Rush didn't really make an impact, but I'm absolutely see Microsoft bringing over more multiplayer games in the future. It's also excellent to see the Fallout resurgence continue within no small part thanks to the absolute excellent Fallout TV series that launched on Prime back in April. This strong performance raises some questions about the need for studio closures under Bethesda's wing of Xbox, and I kind of don't disagree with that, but at the very least, Bethesda's game studio is on fire in the best possible way right now. So the fact that a lot of their co-ops and live service games seem to have topped the charts better than, say, their single-player games like Hi-Fi Rush and Pentiment, I do think that kind of raises some questions about Microsoft's so-called multi-platform strategy going forward. It does make you kind of wonder, are they going to focus more now on bringing co-op and multiplayer games to other platforms than what we saw in the past, where basically, or then compared to basically single-player games like Hi-Fi Rush or Pendulum and everything like that? Because if that's the case, then that could be a change in some of the strategies in terms of what games Microsoft does decide to bring over to other platforms and all. But overall, I would say this was a interesting Circana report, though. I'm glad to see Stellar Blade is doing very well. It's nice that Fallout is continuing to see some resurgence and everything, so that is certainly nice. And definitely it seems as though Microsoft's multi-platform approach seems to have paid off to a certain extent. However, seeing that it's only live service and co-op games, it does make you kind of wonder what if they're going to change their strategy going forward in terms of porting games over to other systems and all. Okay, we're going to take a quick break, and when we get back, we'll get to part 3, and this one has to do with Microsoft officially announcing that Call of Duty will be going to Game Pass, particularly the upcoming Call of Duty Black Ops 6. So we'll take a quick break, and we will be right back. Okay, and we are back with part 3 of my 2 cent video, and for this one, we're going to be taking a look at the official announcement, basically, that Microsoft has, has officially revealed that Black Ops 6 will be coming to Game Pass, or Call of Duty coming to Game Pass in general. Now, ever since Microsoft purchased Activision Blizzard, there was always the question of whether or not this was going to happen. And there was certainly some debate over whether this would be a good idea or a bad idea. Some ranging from it could boost Game Pass subscription, since it's basically, supposedly there are reports saying it has stagnated right now. Others feel it could kind of cannibalize Game Pass sales and everything like that. And there are those who kind of feel like Microsoft kind of backed themselves in a corner when they said all first-party games would be coming to Game Pass and all. So there was some rumbling back and forth, wondering if this was going to happen. And last week, the rumors started to pick up that seemed to indicate that it was possible that this was officially going to happen. Well, Microsoft came out this week and officially revealed that yes, Call of Duty Black Ops 6, or Call of Duty in general, will be coming to Game Pass and all. In basically what is basically they're called their Xbox Wire, they officially said that, quote, "We're excited to confirm that Game Pass members will be able to jump into Call of Duty Black Ops 6 on day one with Game Pass. As revealed last week, we will have a special Xbox game showcase followed by the Call of Duty Black Ops 6 Direct on June 9th, 2024 at 10 a.m. Pacific Time, where we'll share even more details on what's coming in this all-new Call of Duty game. Get your eyes on the first in-depth look at gameplay in this dark new chapter of the Black Ops series. And if you're new to Game Pass, we got a they point out that they have check out a lot of the games and everything like that, though. Now, the trailer that they showed was basically just a live action trailer. It basically had actors, playing, George Bush Sr. to Bill Clinton to late Iraqi dictator Saddam Hussein and everything. So no word on the gameplay, nothing really shown on that. We're still waiting to see what the gameplay is like and whether the rumors of it being a Far Cry-like approach, at least on the campaign side, is true or not. But the fact that it's now coming to Game Pass, again, is going to be very interesting to see how this all plays out, though. Because, to me, I kind of see it as, and I've mentioned this earlier on, that this can be either a good or a bad thing for Game Pass in general. On one hand, it can be a good thing, and it could actually move the needle and bring people in to maybe try out Game Pass or get Game Pass in general, because of the fact that maybe Call of Duty is not going to be available day one and there. So it could drive the numbers up and everything like that. But on the other hand, it may not have any impact at all. There is that possibility, and there is that possibility that it could eat into the sales of, Call of Duty in general, although there is a claim that a lot of their money is on, microtransactions and so forth. So this is a very interesting approach Microsoft is taking in terms of putting Call of Duty on Game Pass, and it's going to be very interesting to see how this all plays out in the end. It could be a positive thing, or it could be a negative thing indeed. One thing that has also popped up is there are claims that supposedly we could see a price hike for Game Pass in general because of Call of Duty, but as of right now, it doesn't seem to be any indication, at least at this time. That's not to say it couldn't happen, but so far nothing seems to point towards that happening right now. But it is very interesting to see that they are putting Call of Duty on Game Pass and all, and I'm very curious to see exactly how they're going to play this, exactly like what version are we going to get. Are we just going to get the single player version, the base version, because we know Call of Duty is known to have like a deluxe edition and so forth. So but now that it's all under Microsoft and everything like that, I do wonder if that kind of strategy is going to change or not, though. So overall, I would say very interesting to see Microsoft decide to, we're going to put this on Game Pass and everything like that, bring Call of Duty, particularly Black Ops 6. The big question or the elephant in the room is how this is going to play out, whether it can end up being a positive thing for Game Pass or a negative thing for Game Pass. Okay, we're going to take a quick break, and when we get back, we'll get to our fourth and final part, and this one is my take on, Sony's recent state of play that just happened and everything on. So we're going to take a quick break. Excuse me. We're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back. Okay, and we are back with our fourth and final part of our My 2 Cent video, and for this one, we're going to be taking a look at Sony's State of Play that happened on May 30th and all. So, with the start of June and everything like that, we're going to start seeing what basically the three major console manufacturers are going to be putting out. Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo as well, though obviously we're waiting for when Nintendo, for the official release date for their Nintendo Direct. We know I think it's happening in June and all, but we know that Microsoft's will be next though. But Sony was the first one out of the gate, and I will say after watching it though, while there were certainly some announcements I did like about it, I do kind of agree that this one is, I would say, forgettable at its best though. So I'll break it down into what I like and what I didn't like, mixed or not 100% sure about. In terms of what I liked about this Direct, I will say seeing Astro Bot finally get its own game is certainly nice. For those who are not familiar, Astro Bot is sort of this game that is built into the PS5, kind of just showing off the capability of the PlayStation 5 in general. And to see this one get its own game is certainly, certainly nice, and I'm very curious to see how its own game is going to play out. Judging by the footage that they showed, it looked like kind of a throwback to, like the old, Jack and Daxter, Sly Cooper type of a game, and that certainly isn't a bad thing. So this one's definitely be keeping an eye out for. The next one is they showed off that I definitely liked was Where Winds Meet though. I mean, this one looks kind of neat. I am definitely getting a little bit of a Neo / Onimusha / Wulong Fallen Dynasty vibe out of it, and that certainly isn't a bad thing indeed. So this is definitely one I'll be keeping an eye out for. Another one is Dynasty Warriors Origins. I'm very curious to see what Omega Force does with this series and all, because we know they've worked on it for a long time, and it's sort of going to be interesting to see if they do anything to shake up the formula that has been the tired and true formula that Omega Force has been well known for though. And last but not least, we did get a chance to see Monster Hunter Wild, and that one looks pretty impressive of all. I've been kind of mixed going back and forth with Monster Hunter, so we'll see how this one certainly plays out. One thing I did not see in terms of this game though, of Monster Hunter Wild, is that you did not see the logo for the RE engine, the engine that Capcom really has been pushing out for a lot of their games or everything like that. So you don't really see that, at least with this game and all. So no word if this will run on the RE engine or not. Now, as far as what I didn't like, mixed, or not 100% sure about, I will say that unless you're into like a lot of the live service or free-to-play games, then this state of play is not going to interest you in any shape and any form, because a good amount of their games, not all of them, but a good amount was focused on live service and free-to-play type of games. And while there may be some of them that might interest me, others I'm not really sold on, particularly with one with Concord, which seemed to be like it's trying to be almost like the live service version of Guardians of the Galaxy in a way. And so that one didn't really click with me, and a lot of it was definitely, I felt, more focused on the live service, free to play, and yes, to some extent PlayStation VR if you're into that stuff. So it's just this one, unless you're into those types of stuff, then this state of play probably wasn't going to interest you in any way. The next one has to do with God of War Ragnarok coming to the PC. Now, the fact that it's coming to the PC is not a big deal for me. If Sony wants to port that game over to the PC, that's fine. It's just that the part that's probably going to annoy a lot of PC owners is basically the whole you need a PlayStation account and everything like that, especially after the whole debacle we saw with Helldivers 2 and the amount of backlash Sony got with the whole requiring you to sign up to a PlayStation Network account and everything like that. So I can see why some people or some PC users might be a bit turned off, especially after what we saw with the whole Helldivers 2 type of situation. The next thing is that we didn't really get any huge big or small first-party games that interest me or anything like that. In fact, outside of maybe Astro Bot or something like that, I didn't really see a lot of the big Sony first-party games, and I think that is a little disappointed though, because I think it would have been nice to have some level of reassurance, or bringing back some IPs like Resistance or Killzone or anything like that, or even Jak and Daxter. So a little bit unfortunate that there weren't any huge big or even small or mid-tier titles, to be exact. And last but not least has to do with the Silent Hill 2 remake and all. I'm still a little mixed on this, particularly that it's from, Konami in general. And let's just say Konami's reputation isn't exactly the greatest and everything like that. I mean, we'll see how it is with Blooper Team to see how well this game plays. I mean, it might be good and all. There are some that are saying that this looks better than what Konami originally showed and everything like that. And that could be true. But nevertheless, it is still Konami, so I do think a grain of salt does need to be taken with them. Overall, I would say in terms of this state of play, I have to admit, I kind of felt like this one was forgettable, as I mentioned before, at best though. I mean, there were some neat announcements, as I mentioned before. I think Where the Wind Meet looks nice, Dynasty Warriors Origins looks nice, Monster Hunter Wild looks nice, and it's great that Astro Bot is going to get its own game. But even with those, though, I just was not interested with a good amount of the stuff that they showed there, particularly the live service and free-to-play kind of stuff. And it has been unfortunate that Sony seems to be pushing that a bit more than definitely really pushing for that, and that is somewhat concerning to a certain degree. So a lot of the games they showed, outside of the ones I mentioned, really didn't click with me much. So as far as this state of play goes, again, there were some neat announcements, but I do have to admit this one does feel a bit forgettable and all. Okay, this concludes this My 2 Cent video for this week. And again, these are my opinion. What are yours? What are your thoughts about the whole situation surrounding Dragon Quest III HD 2D and the Dragon Quest 12 though? Are you happy with these kind of updates? Do you think the rumors about Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D remake could get Dragon Quest 1, 2, and 3 that was originally released on the NES/Famicom? What are your thoughts about April's 2024 Circana numbers? Were you surprised to see Stellar Blade take the #1 spot though? Do you agree that the success of the TV show of Fallout on Amazon Prime definitely had an impact on several Fallout games and all? And looking at some of the Microsoft's bringing some of their multi-platform strategy games to other platforms, do you think the strategy paid off? Do you think Microsoft may change some of their strategy in terms of multi-platform approach going forward? What are your thoughts about Call of Duty, particularly Black Ops 6, coming to Game Pass Day 1? Do you think this is a smart strategy for Microsoft, or do you think this is a bad strategy for Microsoft? And finally, what is your thought about May 30th Sony State of Play? Did you enjoy the State of Play? Did it live up to your expectations? Were you disappointed with it, though? Did you not come away pleased with what you saw in any way? Did you like what I said in this video? Did you not like what I said? Do you have a difference of opinion? As always, sound off on the comment section below. Let me know what you think. And if you do like this video, I hope you hit the like button. I would appreciate it. And I hope you do subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you do, make sure you hit the bell icon for notifications of any new videos I put up. Also, feel free to share this video if you want to, and feel free to donate to my channel if you like. You could do it through PayPal Me, Patreon, or Steam Labs. Links will be in the description of this video. And I will see you again next time when I do another video. Hopefully that'll be soon. Until then, from Southern California, I wish you all a good day then. Bye.